were booing her. But you're right. It's all about you. It's always all. Trump's just jealous of Taylor Swift because she has more followers.
I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City.
I can see them coming, and I know what the impact will be. People have been promised something by this Trump administration that he is not delivering.
Ever feel like you're living in a different world than some politicians? You're not alone. Trump's latest rant about Taylor Swift and Hamas has left many of us wondering if we're in the Twilight Zone. Join us as Jimmy Kimmel breaks down these bizarre claims and shows us why it's crucial to separate fact from fiction. Because let's face it, we've all got bigger problems than imaginary boos at the Super Bowl. This has always blown my mind a little bit. 91% that watch this show regularly haven't subscribed. Could I ask you for a small favor before we start? If you like this show, what we do here, and want to support us, the free simple way you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button. Alright folks, it's time to dive into the wild world of Trump's Super Bowl shenanigans. Our favorite orange-tinted former president decided to play armchair quarterback, but instead of calling plays, he's calling out pop stars. Yep, you guessed it. Trump's got his tighty-whities in a twist over Taylor Swift.
Phenomenal wife, okay? She's a Trump fan, she's a MAGA fan, so I happen to love her, okay? But she's a great person.
Some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift when they put her up on the Jumbotron, which of course made Harry Conman Sr. very happy.
So picture this. Trump, probably lounging in his golden toilet throne, decides to drop a bombshell on social media. He claims that Taylor Swift got booed at the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know about you, but I was pretty sure I heard cheering, not booing. But hey, maybe Trump's ears are as reliable as his hair in a windstorm. Let's roll the tape, shall we? Turns out there wasn't a boo to be heard when the camera panned to Taylor. The only boos came when the Chiefs scored. And last time I checked, Taylor Swift wasn't playing tight end for Kansas City. Although given how much she runs around on stage, maybe she should consider it. Now, why would Trump make such a claim?
See, after last weekend's Super Bowl, Trump, the sitting president, used his time to tweet about Taylor Swift getting booed by opposition fans.
MAGA is very unforgiving. Well, she didn't get booed out of the stadium. Unlike you, she stayed for the whole game. And it was the Eagles fans who...
Well, our boy Jimmy Kimmel's got a theory. He says Trump's just jealous because Taylor's got more followers and cash. Ouch. That's gotta sting more than a spray tan gone wrong. But let's be real, Trump's bank account is probably as empty as his promises to drain the swamp. But wait, there's more. Trump didn't just stop at one post about Swift. Oh no, this man went on a full-blown Twitter tantrum, posting not one, not two, but 3 times about her. Talk about living rent-free in someone's head. Kimmel couldn't resist taking a jab, saying Trump's acting like a cranky toddler who didn't get his juice box. I mean, he's not wrong. Someone get this man a Snickers. Now, here's where it gets really rich. Trump, the guy who famously ditched his own New Year's Eve party at Mar-a-Lago, leaving his paying guests high and dry, has the audacity to criticize someone for staying till the end of a big event. That's like a skunk complaining about body odor. The irony is thicker than Trump's makeup. But why is Trump so obsessed with Taylor Swift? Well, besides the fact that she's got more hit songs than he's got failed businesses, there might be another reason. Swift's been using her massive platform to encourage young people to vote. And we all know how much Trump loves it when young people participate in democracy. About as much as he loves a salad, I'd wager. So what's the real story here? Why is Grumpy Trumpy so threatened by T-Swizzle? Well, it's simple math, folks. Taylor Swift has more followers than Trump ever did, even when he was president. She's got more money than he claims to have. And let's face it, she's got way better hair. It's like comparing a majestic eagle to a moldy cheese puff.
Sports guy, you're a football fan. Size up these 2 teams.
I'm a big fan of both teams. They're sort of different.
Okay, is there anything weirder than Trump's obsession with Taylor Swift? Okay, aside from the real president's obsession with Taylor Swift.
But here's the kicker. While Trump's busy tweeting about pop stars, real issues are piling up faster than the empty Big Mac boxes in the White House during his tenure. It's almost like he's trying to distract us from something. But what could it be? His pending legal troubles, his dwindling support, the fact that he can't tell the difference between Colorado and Mexico on a map. Well, folks, it looks like Trump's latest math problem is more tangled than his comb-over in a wind tunnel. Our favorite orange ex-president is now claiming that the US is spending between $50 million to $100 million on condoms for Hamas. Yeah, you heard that right. Apparently, Trump thinks Hamas is throwing the world's most expensive balloon party. Jimmy Kimmel, our late-night truth teller, couldn't resist poking holes in this rubbery tale. He pointed out that Trump's numbers are bouncing around more than a kid on a sugar high. First it was $50 million for condoms, then suddenly it jumped to $100 million. Kimmel quipped, how did it go to 100 in 5 days? Did Diddy join Hamas and we don't know? I mean, come on, even Diddy's parties aren't that wild. But here's the thing, Trump's condom conspiracy is about as real as his natural hair color. Kimmel hit the nail on the head when he said, it does sound crazy that we would be spending millions of dollars on condoms for Hamas. That's because we're not. It's completely false. Shocking, I know. Trump telling lies. Who would have thunk it? The truth is slipperier than a greased up pig at a county fair, but thankfully, we've got fact checkers working overtime. The Associated Press did some digging and found out that the $100 million Trump's yapping about is actually a grant from USAID to the International Medical Corps. It's for medical services in Gaza, including family planning. But here's the kicker. The government explicitly said they're not using the money to buy or hand out condoms. So much for Trump's grand condom caper. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of it all. Trump's gone from building walls to counting rubbers. It's like he's playing a twisted game of what's the craziest thing I can make people believe. First it was Pizzagate, now it's Condomgate. What's next? Are we going to find out that the White House is secretly run by a cabal of sentient hamsters? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. Kimmel, bless his heart, summed it up perfectly. It sounds crazy cuz it is. He's not wrong. Trump's creating more fiction than Stephen King on a Red Bull bender. But here's the scary part. People are buying it, hook, line, and sinker. It's like we're living in a world where facts are optional and reality is whatever Trump tweets at 3 a.m. But why is Trump so obsessed with these wild stories? Is it because he can't handle the truth about his own shortcomings? Or is it just a massive distraction from the real issues facing America? Maybe he's hoping if he throws enough rubber at the wall, something will stick. The sad truth is, while Trump's busy spinning yarns about condom conspiracies, real people are struggling. Families are worried about putting food on the table, not about how many prophylactics Hamas is stockpiling. But hey, why focus on boring stuff like healthcare and the economy when you can make up stories about terrorist organizations having the world's biggest safe sex campaign?
And by the way, I think he has derangement syndrome about us, too. The fact of the matter is, this is a dangerous person. This is a stupid person.
Let alone the man occupying the highest office in the land was Jimmy Kimmel, a man who knows all too well about Trump's obsession.
Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange magician is up to his old tricks again. But instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, Trump's pulling nonsense out of his, well, let's just say it's not coming from his hair. You see, while we've been busy laughing at Trump's wild stories about condom hoarding terrorists and booed pop stars, something fishy's been going on. It's like when a toddler spills juice on the carpet and tries to distract you by pointing at the sky and yelling, "Look, a unicorn!" Only in this case, the toddler is a 77-year-old man with nuclear launch codes. So what's the deal with Trump's latest social media meltdown? Well, Kimmel's got a theory that'll make your head spin faster than Trump's excuses. According to Jimmy, Trump's like a magician, but instead of a rabbit, he's pulling nonsense out of his hat. And boy, is that hat full of nonsense. But here's the kicker. While Trump's busy making up stories about Taylor Swift's imaginary boo fest and Hamas's rubber stockpile, real Americans are facing some serious problems. We're talking about the kind of issues that can't be solved with a tweet or a MAGA hat. For starters, have you tried buying eggs lately? It's like they're made of gold or something. The average wholesale price for a dozen eggs has hit a whopping $8. That's higher than Trump's approval ratings. And it's not just eggs. Grocery prices are skyrocketing faster than Trump's golf handicap. But wait, there's more. Remember when getting sick was just about feeling lousy? Now it's about feeling broke too. Medical debt is becoming a bigger pain than the actual illnesses.
Rand Barkley, his name was. So you have a great running back. You really have a great quarterback. The other team, the quarterback really knows how to win. He is a...
Because of the tariffs that the president is putting on. These are all things that are either here or they're coming shortly.
Credit card companies are using medical debt against folks on their credit reports. So now, not only do you have to worry about getting better, but you also have to worry about getting a loan or finding a place to live. Talk about adding insult to injury. And just when you thought your wallet couldn't take any more hits, guess what's making a comeback? Overdraft fees and credit card late fees. It's like the financial equivalent of a bad 80s fashion trend, but instead of shoulder pads, it's emptying our bank accounts.
Eggs retail right now?
Right now, probably $11, $12, $13, $14. Which ones you want? Brown eggs, you want?
Happy to send you one of the many products commemorating what I said to you that night at the Academy Awards, so you never forget it.
Now, you might be wondering, why is Trump tweeting about condoms when all this is going on? Well, my friends, that's the $1 million question. Or should I say the $100 million question, since that's how much Trump thinks we're spending on Hamas's safe sex campaign. Experts say Trump's tweet storms are like a smokescreen, hiding the real issues. It's a classic magician's trick. While you're busy watching one hand, the other is doing something sneaky. Only in this case, the sneaky hand is probably tweeting more nonsense. Remember when COVID-19 was spreading faster than rumors at a high school reunion? Trump was busy tweeting up a storm, trying to distract us from the rising death toll. It's like he thinks if he tweets enough, the virus will get tired and go. But here's the thing, while we're all laughing at Trump's latest brain fart, the smell of real problems is getting stronger. As Kimmel warns us, we're laughing, but this stuff is serious. It's like we're all at a comedy show, but the theater's on fire, and the comedian keeps telling jokes instead of yelling fire.
Again, I talked about the beer brewer who is going to have to raise the price of their beer.
Retail, it's higher than this. The previous all-time wholesale price was $5.46 back in December 2022.
The real danger here isn't just Trump's wild claims, it's how quickly this misinformation spreads. In the time it takes you to fact-check one of Trump's tweets, he's already sent out 10 more. It's like playing whack-a-mole with lies, only the mole is orange and wears a bad toupee. Well, folks, it looks like we've got a new comedy special on our hands, and the star is none other than our favorite late-night host, Jimmy Kimmel. But this isn't your average stand-up routine. No, sir, this is more like a comedy clinic where the patient is a certain orange-hued former president with a severe case of truth allergy. Now, you might be wondering, can laughter really cure a chronic case of lying? Well, Kimmel sure seems to think so. He's been dishing out doses of humor like a doctor handing out lollipops after a flu shot. But instead of sugarcoating the truth, he's serving it up with a side of sarcasm that's so sharp it could cut through even the thickest of hair pieces.
This, of course, after predicting the scoreline based on whose wife is more MAGA than the other. And, well, we all know how that worked out.
Say, oh, you've got Trump derangement syndrome. If you're a reasonable person, you should have Trump derangement syndrome.
Kimmel's got a whole bag of tricks when it comes to debunking Trump's wild claims. It's like he's playing a game of catch the Trump lie. And let me tell you, he's racking up points faster than you can say fake news. He's got one-liners that'll make you snort your coffee, visual gags that'll have you doing a double take, and enough sarcasm to make even the most stone-faced Secret Service agent crack a smile. But here's the thing, making jokes about serious stuff isn't always a walk in the park. It's more like trying to juggle flaming torches while walking a tightrope over a pool of hungry sharks. One wrong move and you could end up trivializing important issues, or worse, getting a nasty burn. But Kimmel? He's like the Cirque du Soleil of political comedy, pulling off stunts that'll leave you both laughing and thinking. Take, for example, the time Kimmel compared Trump to the villain from the Saw franchise. He said, "It's like our country is being run by the maniac from Saw." Now, that's not just a zinger. It's a wake-up call wrapped in a punchline. It's Kimmel's way of saying, hey, this isn't just funny, it's kind of scary too.
Prices are soaring. Last week, the average wholesale price for large white shell eggs reached $8 for a dozen. This is wholesale.
Potato prices are going up because of the potential for Mexican tariffs on Mexico, products from Mexico.
But Kimmel doesn't stop at just words. Oh no, he's got props too. T-shirts, mugs, you name it. He's turned mocking Trump into a whole merchandise line. It's like he's saying, saying, why just laugh at Trump when you can wear your mockery on your chest? He even brought back some old merch, saying, I think it merits a throwback to last year's comments that still have Trump fuming anytime he has the opportunity to discuss it. And that's not just a joke, folks. That's a reminder that some things never change, like Trump's ability to hold a grudge. Now, you might be thinking, isn't all this joking around just making light of serious issues? Well, Kimmel's got an answer for that too. He said, I'm not just here to make jokes, I'm here to make you think. And that's the real genius of what he's doing. He's not just throwing pies in Trump's face, although let's be honest, that would be pretty funny. He's using humor as a Trojan horse to sneak some real facts and critical thinking into our brains. And here's the kicker, it works. All those laughs aren't just good for your abs, they're actually helping people understand what's going on in the world. It turns out when you wrap the truth in a joke, people are more likely to unwrap it and take a good, hard look. Who knew that the secret to fighting fake news was a good laugh?
We're booing her, but you're right. It's all about you. It's always all. Trump's just jealous of Taylor Swift because she has more followers.
I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City.
But let's not kid ourselves. Kimmel's walking a tightrope here. On one side, you've got the danger of turning politics into just another punchline. On the other, you've got the risk of coming off as preachy or boring. But somehow Kimmel's managing to dance right down the middle, serving up laughs with a side of, oh wait, that's actually pretty messed up. As we wrap up our Trump truth-telling tour, Jimmy Kimmel reminds us that separating fact from fiction isn't just a game show, it's a crucial life skill. There are so many lies coming out of Trump's mouth, there is so much damage being done, Kimmel warns, urging us to put on our thinking caps and fact check like our democracy depends on it. Because, well, it kinda does. But don't worry folks, you don't need a PhD in Trumpology to spot the fibs. Just use your noodle, check out some fact-checking websites, and maybe engage in a friendly debate or two. Who knows, you might even change your uncle's mind about those wacky Facebook posts he keeps sharing. So remember, reality TV isn't the same as reality, and critical thinking is sexier than blind belief. Now go forth and fact check, America.